Sorkar Meghalaya kan bono ya ka jaka mrad ka kylluid layathu Menteri Bedipek ya ki klau ki betap u James K Sangma. Habakran hakasengi ban penkut ya katayo Wildlife Week arajar aphui bala penlong ha Lady Hydri Park ha Shillong Menteri Bedipek ya ki klau ki betap ulaong bakalong ka ba isang sot banyo ya ki jingri ya ki mrad ha Lady Hydri Park ha Shillong ka bakhamnya. Hak ba ki mrad kimla ban yaj bat syang lait lut. Menteri ulayathu rub baladan ka jingtmu nakaliang ka Sorkar menta labon bon snam ban bo ya ki jaka mrad ka kylluid ndrai 4 la ban pen urlong ya kani. Menteri James K Sangma ulayathu bakani ka Sorkar ka menta kadan ka jingtmu ban pen urlong ya kani ka jingtmu.
To be part of this program, the 67th edition, if I'm not wrong, as RDP had mentioned. And it gives me really so much of insight into how the Forest Department, especially the Wildlife Wing, has been working tirelessly. And this is, I would say, not just a program, a week-long program wherein the department has been highlighting the various works, but I think it is a celebration and at the same time a reminder to each and every one of us of the kind of responsibilities that we have towards Mother Nature, towards our planet Earth, which is our one and only home. I would like to at the outset congratulate our ECCF and HOF Balingwa and his entire team for the successful organization of Wildlife Week 2021. I'm happy to be here to share the dais and to be part of this program and to be part of this meaningful occasion with our officers and like-minded individuals who are such an ardent voice for the environment and for wildlife. I myself, I'm a huge proponent of our natural capital, and also of our biodiversity heritage. And I truly believe that it's about time that we pull this discourse into the mainstream policy and public consciousness, and we take it away from its current status on the ideological fringes. Mr. Harish had mentioned about how politics is my profession. He's absolutely right. I sometimes do say this, that politics is my profession, but the environment and wildlife is my passion. And today I feel so blessed that I have been given this opportunity to serve as the Minister in charge of Forest and Environment, and it's truly something that, being so passionate about it, I feel that God has given me this opportunity to make a difference. And for the people who live around the periphery of our reserves, our forests, our national parks, unless we make it a win-win, we cannot succeed in our conservation efforts. And that is the endeavor of our departments, to ensure that whatever we do, we take everyone along, and we try to make it into a win-win situation by creating livelihoods which are centered around these national parks, our reserve forests, by providing livelihoods to these people so they know that their livelihoods are dependent on the natural capital that surrounds them, and it is their duty to protect them, protect these forests, these national parks, and thereby ensure their livelihoods are sustainable. And for this, we have sanctions we have got from the government of Meghalaya, from government of India, which have been accorded to utilize the part of the money available in the state compensatory afforestation fund to strengthen the ecotourism infrastructure in the national parks, in our wildlife sanctuaries, in our zoos, in our parks and gardens, which are managed by the government. These sanctions include operationalization of the existing nature interpretation centers at Balpakram National Park, Lady Hydri Park, Lung Nehru Park, and by provision of requisite exhibits and establishment of a new nature interpretation center at the Narpu Wildlife Sanctuary. Proposals are also being formulated to provide high-quality ecotourism infrastructure, as was already mentioned by our Principal Secretary, in Nongkalem Wildlife Sanctuary and also in Tura Peak Reserve Forest. I'm happy to mention here that to provide accommodation to captive animals in a spacious natural environment, which is actually very much needed. We just need to go outside, take a walk and take a stroll along the Lady Hydri Park and see how the animals which are in captivity here are in such a small space. It's really cruel to see them pace around in that small cage, and that is why the establishment of a full-fledged zoo, which was languishing for the last several years, we have put that on fast track now, which is actually very much needed. We just need to go outside, take a walk and take a stroll along the Lady Hydri Park and see how the animals which are in captivity here are in such a small space. It's really cruel to see them pace around in that small cage, and that is why the establishment of a full-fledged zoo, which was languishing for the last several years, we have put that on fast track now. The zoo is likely to be made operational during the next financial year. The state has also received sanction to execute a project for recovery of its state animal, the beautiful clouded leopard. We can see one in the enclosement and animal enclosure in this park. How beautiful the clouded leopard is, and as we all know, it is our state animal. And this project, which is for a duration of 6 years, envisages in situ conservation in 3 known habitats of clouded leopards, namely in Narpu, in Nongkalem and Balpakram landscapes, and conservation breeding in the state zoo. As we all know, unlike other states in India, majority of forests in Meghalaya are owned by communities and private individuals. The state therefore has a limited scope for expansion of protected area network by notification of national parks and wildlife sanctuaries. The people of Meghalaya thankfully, however, voluntarily came forward to allow the state government to notify several areas which are rich habitat of wildlife as community reserve.
Wildlife Week, as you are all aware, we are in the 67th edition now. And there is a reason why we celebrate this week every year. There is a threat. There is a threat to the ecological balance. There is a threat to the flora and fauna. India is a beautiful country, so diversified that it's unthinkable. In fact, we have more than 12 biodiverse, what are the 12 most biodiverse countries in the world right now. And we have more than 18 biosphere reserves, more than 52 tiger reserves in this country. And national parks, we have more than 105. So it's a huge country, very diversified, and we are having all these reserve parks, all these places basically to protect the wildlife of the country. You're also aware that India is one of the few countries where we can find all the 5 big cats, Few countries, not every country you can find that. And 80% of the reserve or of the tiger population is here in this country. More than 80% again of the one-horned rhino in this country, and Asiatic lion almost 100% is in India. Therefore, it is our bounden duty to protect and to ensure that there is peaceful coexistence between the human habitat and the wildlife in this country. We are fully aware that the total worth of wildlife smuggling and crimes against wildlife, killing of animals or hunting for skins of leopards or the horns of the one-horned rhinos is worth more than $20 billion US in fact. And what we capture is just a small fraction, whether it's in this country or outside. So the solution is not catching criminals. That's just one part of it. One of the reasons why we have a Wildlife Week is not only to create an awareness, which we are doing right now, but also to get all the stakeholders together to have a more planned and coordinated effort to ensure that wildlife is protected. Awareness, yes, but we need to more than create awareness, we need to awaken all the stakeholders who are part and parcel of protecting and ensure that the wildlife is protected.